Table hockey has been a very important part of Canadian tradition. It was invented by a Canadian. It was upgraded by a Swede, and then we took it and brought it into a real Canadian style of game where we had some checking, players overlapping, a two-dimensional player that allowed for some very good angled play, using lots of angles, much like in a pool game. The Swedes have come on and developed their toy game to a point where they've got a lot of people playing it around the world, and it's not as much fun as it could be. And it's about time that we brought the game back to where it should be and let them know that we can play table hockey too, and the Canadian style is inherently better and it's more fun, and we play it better than anyone else does. When I first got the idea to build the ultimate table hockey game and started experimenting with different features, I figured that we'd get these great big foosball type handles, and then it would give a really good grip and make for some really good table hockey play. So we got some and I tried it out, and then all of a sudden I realized that when you have a great big handle, you try to use fingertip control on it and it just doesn't move the player with the same kind of feel or subtle touch that it does when you have a smaller knob. To maximize the fun was to have lightweight components, not too large so you could stand over the game, get close, good angles. Having a fair and fun face-off is something that has been missing from table hockey since it was first invented 70 years ago, and I got the idea to have it come up as an elevator and be placed for you at center ice, and had a feeling that was going to be the most fun way that the puck could be brought into play. And now that it's been realized and we're using it, it has definitely changed the game for me to even add that icing onto the cake. Inherently in table hockey, everybody uses the right side. The right defenseman is the most powerful player, so we wanted to have that right defenseman challenged when he gets the puck in the corner, that it's an effort for him to bring it out, and when he does bring it out, that it's very advantageous for him to pass it over to the left defenseman. One of the most unique features of this game is the ability of the player to control the puck so easily and to pass it with precision. Part of that is due to the fact that there's no space between the stick and the player's feet, which allows you a full 3-inch paddle, if you will, to manipulate the puck and to move it in and deflect it and control it. It's always been that spot behind the net where no player can reach, and if you try to put a player in there to reach it, it becomes very awkward and very cumbersome. The idea of having a raised spot behind the net in conjunction with have a ball-bearing puck that's rolling. When the puck gets behind the net, it rolls off to one side, and with the unique design of this game, players can interact and have close to an equal chance of getting the puck from behind the net. The defenseman has a slightly better chance, but if he's not ready, it goes to the winger and it keeps the flow of the game moving quickly. One of the most fun features in a table hockey game is to have some interaction, to be able to challenge for the puck, and then be able to take it and move it to a zone where you're able to control it and make your plays, and having these areas where you can have some real body on body brings another dimension to the game and gets the physical nature going as well. And because we've got such a solid game. You can really manhandle the players and really play hard, and yet the surface stays true, much like a pool table, to allow all the finesse plays to still work when somebody's trying to play a physical game. The best feature of the goaltender is to have the mechanism right at your fingertips near your centerman, so it's very easy to access the goalie and to make plays on the goal without having to move your hand to the side of the game like so many of the table hockey games. We have developed the net to a point where we've angled the netting behind the goal to allow the puck to deflect off the net and drop straight down. Since we have our raised area behind the net, the bump is, if you will, behind the net is there, which allows a huge gaping hole for that puck to suck down into, so we don't get the annoying in and outs. It was time that all those frustrating negative features of table hockey would be taken away to expose the true magical fun concept that table hockey is. It's been referred to as chess at 700 miles an hour. In chess, you're strategically making plays where maybe you're masking what you're really wanting to do. You're trying to fool your opponent into thinking you're going to do one thing and do something else, and it becomes a real mental game in table hockey as well. You can fake a play and think you're going to do something, and if you don't do it and somebody buys into what you're faking, then it opens up another play for you, and you can score a lot of goals by outthinking your opponent.
Nice! A little of my own medicine there.
I see a very quick and enthusiastic response, especially from the Canadian public. Hockey now is probably bigger and more a part of our identity than at any time in our history. For one example, you walk into a sports bar in Canada and it is wall-to-wall hockey everywhere. The sky is really the limit of how people could catch on to this, first in Canada and then around North America. And we're just having a good time bringing it to people.